You know what? You know what made me laugh real hard earlier? That you said I had a fig Newton this morning. Who eats fig Newtons?
I do, dog.
Who really? I've never met another person that's like,
you don't like fig
hey man,
Newtons?
give me a box of the fig Newtons over there.
Dude, I love fig Newtons, dog. So you never had fig?
Just a fig?
Yeah.
I've never had a fig. I didn't know figs existed.
What do you think fig Newton is, dog?
I didn't know what a fig Newton was.
It's a fig, dog.
It's a fig.
It's a fruit.
From the fig tree?
Yeah. But what about the purple one?
Eggplant.
Eggplant.
I think it grows on a vine.
I don't know where it grows on, dog, but it looks so good because don't go there, dog. I knew you were gonna go there. Don't go there.
You like eggplants, huh?
No, I didn't say that. I'm gonna swallow that.
You ever been snelled before? Hold on. Watch this. Snail.
No, never been snailed, dog.
What's going on? What's going on? Late night family. We're back in the building.
Right.
Coming to bring you another exciting episode of Late Night Conversations with Uncle Nephew. I am your host, King J, also known as Nephew. To the left is my co-host,
JR, Big On.
What's up with you, Big On?
Shit, with the weather.
It's been pleasant or not?
It's real nice, man.
It's been like in between.
Mornings are fresh with,
not bad.
The trees are starting to turn, so.
And it's getting dark at 2 in the afternoon.
Man, you ain't lying.
Been
Get off
pissing
of
me
work
off.
and I can't even do nothing outside. Well,
Dog.
not that I do, but,
A dude told me, he's like, man, I got to start cutting my grass in
6 in the morning.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, I can't even cut it midday because I'm going to be in the dark. I said, it's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah.
The other night, we were going to
though.
get food, and it was like 6, but man, it felt like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what we were at Bible study last night, and Red was like, man, it feels so late. It was 6:25.
Yep.
But you look at the front door, out the church's window,
Pitch
dark, you know what I'm saying?
I told you, dog.
Not even a headlight out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been dark, dog.
Yeah.
But
but the other morning was nice, man. We had those full moon.
Oh yeah,
It was nice, man.
And have you been seeing? We've been having.
I didn't see it.
Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, I saw it on the news this morning.
We've been having auroras, dog.
Yeah, dude. They never come that far. Yeah,
man. We've been having geomagnetic storms, pretty.
Yeah, they said
strong
it's the first
storms.
time that it ever came this
reached
far.
this far down, dog.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the sun about to pop.
Well, I mean, it's that asteroid slash
Atlas,
alien,
Atlas
alien
3I or something like that.
That's been coming at us for about 38 years, and it's barely, a quarter of the way up to us.
Yeah.
Being Atlas, being an alien
It's sophisticated.
spaceship.
Yeah, it sure is taking forever to get here. Man, I have a good story for us tonight, man. I actually got a true crime for you. Something that has been on the people's minds since the 1800s.
Yep. And I know what you're talking about because it was in the news not so long ago where you told me this morning earlier that it was solved.
Yes, there's a new update.
Technically,
it's not solved, but somebody solved it.
They know who.
They pretty much know
who it is.
So. Before we jump into that, let's go ahead and jump into today's story. But before we do that, y'all, I just want to say thank y'all for sticking around.
Right.
Being fans of us, man. We really, week to week, we can't tell you how much we appreciate y'all. It really means a lot. Thank you for joining us for another exciting episode tonight, man. We got a great story for y'all tonight. But right before we jump into today's episode, I just want to say, if this is your first time joining us on the Late Night Conversations podcast, we just want to say welcome to the Late Night family. We hope you enjoy your time with us. And if you do, wherever you get your podcast from, whether that be Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from, we would greatly appreciate it if you just hit that follow button for us, man. Right. If you enjoy the content, we might make you laugh, we might make you cry, but you ain't gonna have a bad time when you're with us.
You're gonna enjoy it.
So yeah, man, hit that follow button. We greatly appreciate it. And especially on YouTube, man. If you're watching this on YouTube, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button for us, please. And punch that bell right in the mouth. So you get notified every time we drop a video.
Not get punched in the mouth, but I get notified.
Does he get punched in the mouth? Damn. Yeah, you'll get notified every time we drop a video. Weird. And so we just want to say thank you again, y'all. And without further ado, let's jump into today's story.
Let's go, nephew. Come on.
So it is London,
right?
1888. A city split between glittering wealth and a festering underbelly of poverty, disease, and desperation.
Right.
In the East End of London, in the district called Whitechapel, the nights were long and cold and filled with all kinds of cries no one ever wanted to investigate.
Right.
And one autumn, under the glow of gas lamps, amid the drunks, thieves, and lost souls, a shadow stepped out of the fog. A man, or something pretending to be one, who would carve his name into history without ever being caught. Tonight, we descend into the heart of that fog. This is the true horror of Jack the Ripper.
Come on.
So I've been wanting to cover this for a minute, Unc.
We've talked about it before, because I knew eventually you're gonna bring that up, and
exactly,
it's a great story.
It's crazy.
I know that new technology has come along, but I didn't realize that they were still investigating.
Dude, it's I didn't either, and it just happened this year in February.
Right.
So I didn't know somebody was still on the hunt for who Jack the Ripper was,
right,
because this happened so long ago, dog.
Right.
That you would think at this point it's just distant right, relatives who are still maybe living. If
we're looking at 150 years almost, man.
Exactly. You know? So it's like, who is still investigating this? But you got to think too, this is one of the most infamous unsolved true crime serial killers.
How brutal he was, and how many the
victims he had got, and he never got caught ever. And like you said, 150 years.
How many people recognized him or saw him, but never said something.
Right. And that we will dig a little bit into later on once we get a little bit deeper. But yeah, this one is, of course, one of the most infamous.
Right.
And he is probably one of the first serial killers to ever exist.
And that's what I heard, that he was probably the first ever that we could say was a serial killer.
Like a documented.
Documented, yeah.
Yeah, because we can't say before him.
Yeah, I mean, we don't,
Exactly. But anyways, so Whitechapel in 1888, it wasn't a neighborhood. It was like a wound, man. Overcrowded lodging houses, packed people like livestock. Alcoholism ran rampant. Women often had to trade their bodies just to afford a bed for a single night.
Right.
There was a lot of prostitution on that side.
And that was his
that was like his forte.
Right.
So narrow alleys twisted like veins, some so dark you could reach out and not see your own hand.
See how crazy, man, that
in that time.
That is, because it wasn't like electricity was rampant like it is here now.
It was gas lamps. So, at night you saw the real sky.
Yeah.
Because there was no lights.
Right, so it was dark,
It's crazy, right? So, of course, and through that maze, something hunted, not for money, not for passion, for pleasure, the kind of pleasure only a butcher could understand. So, Jack the Ripper, we're going to dive into a couple of his victims.
Okay.
So, it was August 31st, 1888, just before dawn, in a dark stretch of Bucks Row, a carman walking to work noticed what he thought was a bundle of rags on the ground.
Right.
And upon further investigation, he found a woman, and it was Mary Ann Polly. Polly was her nickname.
That was the very first I remember.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
Mary Ann Polly Nichols. Her skirt was lifted. Her eyes stared blankly upward, still reflecting the weak glow of gas lamps. Her throat had been cut twice, so deeply that the wounds nearly touched each other. Her abdomen bore several slashes, not wild or chaotic, but deliberate, controlled and placed with purpose. See, police didn't yet understand they were looking at the first strike of a predator who was just getting started. To them, it seemed like a very brutal attack.
Right.
To him, it was just his warm-up. See, 8 days later, at 29 Hanbury Street, the Ripper returned. Annie Chapman didn't have a room. She didn't have money. And in Whitechapel, that meant you had no place to escape the cold or the monsters.
Right.
Her body was discovered in the backyard, the morning air still thick with mist. Her throat was cut so violently that her head had nearly been severed.
That's insane, right?
Her abdomen had been opened wide. It was sliced open.
She's the one that was
and it was pulled.
Gutted, right?
Well, there's two of them. So check this out. Her abdomen had been opened wide, but what was more chilling was there was things missing. Organs removed with efficiency, speed, and skill. Police surgeons noted that the cuts were not random. Someone understood anatomy or was learning it very, very quickly as he went.
So was it a student doctor or a doctor or somebody who was just
and you know
smart
what's crazy? If you do your research, there wasn't doctors back then. I don't know if you didn't know that. Well, you know what? Let's save that thought
because caught me off guard there. Because I mean,
I'm gonna dive into why I said that.
Okay.
So, a witness swore he had saw Annie speaking to a man shortly before dawn. His description: dark clothing, a deerstalker hat, a small black bag, and a doctor's bag. So the reason why I said hold that thought, because there was doctors back then. There was doctors, but there's a reason why I'm going to tie this in here in a minute.
Okay.
Because not all doctors did surgeries. Some other people did surgeries back then.
Okay, just random.
Just
people who studied.
Watch. One of the suspects, you'll see why he's a suspect.
Okay.
The double event happened right after that, Unc. See, on September 30th, a night London would never forget, there was a woman named Elizabeth Stride. And around 1 a.m., Unc, Elizabeth Stride was found in Dutfield's yard. Her throat was cut, yes, but the mutilation stopped there. Police believed that Jack the Ripper was in the middle of killing her, and either someone had walked in on him or a carriage had passed by at the wrong time. So he slipped away in the darkness unfinished and hungry.
Okay.
He must have not gotten to do everything he wanted to do. Because either somebody walked in
No,
or
but I'm saying,
carriage.
so he didn't finish because he was hungry and he went on to another one.
Yeah. No, what? Somebody almost caught him, so he had to take off.
Right.
He couldn't finish whatever he was going to do.
Right.
So about, where is it at? About 45 minutes later, he struck again.
Right.
Catherine Eddowes was found in Mitri Square, a dim triangular courtyard swallowed by shadows. But this time he didn't have to rush. This time he finished what he had started.
Okay.
Her throat was cut open. Her abdomen opened deeply. And again, organs were removed with confident precision. And her organs were also pulled, like her intestines were pulled up to like her shoulder. Was like pulled out and draped over her shoulder. Okay. Yeah, dog. I mean, it was an ugly crime scene, bro. And part of her ear had been severed and a piece of her apron, blood-soaked, was found later down a nearby street. A breadcrumb trail left by the killer as he vanished into the maze. So this was the Ripper at full power.
Right.
Calm, quick, efficient, and monstrous. And then came his last victim, Mary Jane Kelly. Mary Jane Kelly lived in a tiny room, a thin door, a flimsy lock, barely a barrier between her and the thing that had been stalking the streets.
Right.
This was the first and only time Jack the Ripper murdered indoors. With privacy, with no fear of being interrupted, Mary Jane's murder was so extreme that the lead investigators later admitted that they wished they had never seen the scene.
What?
See, when they came in, she was laying on the bed. And she had been sliced, of course, throat sliced. Her face had been carved off, like almost if it was removed. Her intestines and everything was pulled out and set next to a table next to the bed. They were just pulled out and just
So she was the one that was gutted completely.
Yeah, gutted out completely. I mean, it was nasty, bro.
You know, well, keep going. We'll talk about this afterwards.
So Mary Jane, it told them what the Ripper had wanted all along. Time to indulge every violent impulse, time to let the monster inside him breathe freely. Her body was discovered hours later. The fireplace was still faintly warm. He had taken his time and then he vanished. Mary Jane Kelly was the last of the Canonical Five. After her, the killing stopped, or perhaps he simply changed his hunting grounds. But one thing we know for sure is London was terrified.
Yeah.
And when the people are afraid, everybody becomes a suspect. So with that being said, there was a couple suspects that the police were looking at the time.
Right.
And we're going to dive into a couple of them.
Okay.
So the first one was Montague John Druitt. He was a school teacher sliding into mental collapse. He actually vanished after the final murder. He was found dead in the Thames, and police believed that he might have been the killer, but no evidence tied him to the crimes.
Okay.
So then why
would they believe that he was a killer?
just because of he was kind of going crazy. You know, Whitechapel wasn't that.
Right.
You know, everybody kind of knew each other.
Right.
And like you said, everybody became a suspect. But now we're just looking at people who it could have been.
Right.
And at this point, we're looking at people who possibly could probably be mentally insane.
Oh, okay. So
because of the violence of the crimes.
But the procedures of the anatomy makes it smart.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I don't want to say smart, but knowledgeable.
Like if somebody knows what they're doing.
Of the human anatomy.
Exactly. And that's why a couple others on here are good candidates.
Okay.
So up next, you got Aaron Kosminski. Now, he was a disturbed, hallucination-prone barber. He carried knives. He hated women of the streets.
Right.
He was very vocal about that. He was later institutionalized, no? And so, check this out. This is why I said hold that thought earlier about the doctors and stuff.
Okay.
Something that I don't know if you knew about this. This is crazy. And I only learned this because my barber, man, shout out my barber, Alex, man. He taught me something about barber poles. I always wondered why.
The barber poles?
The colors,
the colors.
The red, white, and blue. I always wondered why, they... So, dog, they represent something. See, barbers back in the 1800s, back in the olden days, weren't just barbers where you go get a haircut and a shave.
Okay.
Back then, dog, they used to do surgery.
A barber would?
Yes. They would do surgery. They would do tooth extractions. They were also
medical professionals.
They were also yes, dog. They were also medical professionals. That's it's crazy, huh?
Okay, that makes sense.
Watch. Let me read you this. So, in the 1800s, doctors were called physicians, who were at the top of the medical hierarchy, or surgeons and apothecaries, who were considered lower in status. See, the title physician was reserved for those with university degrees focused on internal medicine and less on manual procedures.
Oh, okay.
So, surgeons who performed tasks like setting bones, treating wounds, often came from apprenticeships and were initially called misters. So, back then, dog.
So you watched a doctor perform a broken bone, setting bones. Then you became an apprentice, and you eventually learned how to do it.
You became a mister. So you just don't have a degree, like you don't have.
You were allowed to do stuff like that, minor surgeries.
Yes, and so like back then, barbers, they were considered physicians, dog. At the top of the medical, they would do they would do medical procedures, stuff like that.
Okay.
And so that's what places him a little bit on the side of where he's like, man, this man knows how to use surgical tools.
Okay.
And he's also crazy. He's losing his mind.
That's to me, that's just crazy how you can be a barber, you're insane, and a surgeon at the same time.
Yeah, that's wild, right? I ain't gonna let that crazy dude cut my hair.
That's it,
So the next suspect is a man named Francis Tumblety. So he was a doctor known to despise women. He collected medical oddities, including preserved female organs. Oh, man. Was arrested during the murders, and then he ended up fleeing the country.
Fleeing the country.
Yeah, he fled. Yeah, it says he fled
the country.
He fled the country. So chilling, yes. Conclusive, no. There's also the royal conspiracy, dog. This is crazy. Prince Albert Victor was accused decades later in some wild theories. Now, he had alibis for multiple murders, but it shows how desperate the world was to put a face to the monster.
Prince Albert was he was
Prince
royalty.
Albert was they were like
he was royalty. So, but they were trying to
say
on him.
Yeah, like he was the one who committed the murders
because.
They just wanted to solve it. So you know how people are, huh? When people want to solve something so bad, they're going to start looking at everybody. Like
kind of like what happened with Henry Lee Lucas.
Right.
They supplied him with a lot of details so he could admit to it, even though he was 100 miles away from the murder. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So now people are just kind of reaching, bro. Like what is that term? They're reaching for straws or something like that. Whatever. They're just kind of like they're trying to find a way, bro.
Whoever fits the
description is a suspect.
Yeah.
You know how I go.
Yeah.
And that to me, dog, that's what fascinates me about this story. I think the basis of this story, the whole true crime case of Jack the Ripper, is the basis of how we put modern detectivism, like that's not even a word. Hold on, that might not even be a word. Did I make it? Detectivism. But basically, like, look at the whole process, dog.
Well, I mean, it's got to start somewhere because what we revolutionized our way up, you know,
of course.
Like
genealogy,
DNA, FBI, where they can, what do you call those?
The interrogation?
No, not interrogators, but where they can profilers. You know,
okay.
You know, that's where it stems from. You know, from like that was a major case.
Right.
Major murders. You know, who can we pin this on, or how? Being inexperienced police officers in a time where I'm not saying there wasn't murders,
right,
but there weren't gruesome murders like that apparently because I mean
this kind of stuff
this made worldwide news. Yeah, this was a big deal. This is not just London. It made people in America were afraid.
Afraid of Jack the Ripper.
Who, did he leave?
Exactly,
and come to America?
Because they couldn't find him, dog.
Or did he just go all through Europe? We don't know.
Nobody knows. And that's the crazy thing, and that's why I say that's what's fascinating about this.
Right.
I feel like this is the basis of like even modern detectives.
Well, it have to be because
you got to think, man. They're finding people who are suspects,
right,
based off of what profiling them.
Yeah.
Who fits the best description to be a murderer?
Right.
And then it's like the process of elimination, things like that, dog. It's pretty crazy.
We see certain things or we hear certain things, nephew, like. Even like SVU, or Criminal Minds or whatever.
Right.
These people that write those shows have extraordinary minds, because to have a murder victim and then be like, okay, where do we go from here? Some of these detectives are, I'm not saying in the movie industry, but in real life.
Yeah, in real life. Yeah.
The guy who the first profiler from the FBI, I can't think of his name. My daughter knows, Brandon knows him.
Right,
Not knows him, but I think.
Knows of him. Yeah.
You have to be extremely open to a lot of things, man. I mean,
like you got to notice and pick up on things that other people don't. Other people don't notice. And see, that's the thing, and that's why I wanted to cover this, because not only is it just an old true crime case from back in the day, it's so famous, but like I said, this is basically like every true crime after this has followed the same format.
The beginning of a book.
Right. This is like the first chapter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, okay, this is what happened. Now we know technology from here can't do but go up.
Exactly.
Nothing else but
that's right.
All the way to genealogy right now, which is, I don't see how we'll ever have another serial killer in the world
without getting caught. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it will ever be another serial killer unless he's that smart.
Exactly, dog.
To get away. I'm not saying there's not people like that, because
there is smart people out there, but it's a lot harder now.
Yeah.
Bro, there's cameras literally everywhere. You know what I mean?
Cameras and then touch DNA. Dude, that's
you
crazy
see,
how
bro.
Once you touch something, your DNA is there.
I've seen people solve cases. I've seen people solve murder cases using tape.
Yeah.
Like people peeled a piece of tape off, and your fingerprint got stuck to the tape. Dude, little things like that.
Or vinyl gloves or plastic gloves that you take off.
And you had sweat, and you either that DNA, or you sweated. Like, bro, remember the case we covered where they found out who the guy was by using the sweat inside the band of his sweats.
Yeah.
Dog, something like that, dude.
See, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
That's the technology that we're dealing with now, which, of course, it's great for.
It's great for true crime. You know what I mean?
Criminals now don't have a chance, even though there's still lots of crime.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it won't stop. People don't care.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot harder to go.
You're gonna have murders and stuff. Look at Lubbock. They just that guy was on the run for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
They caught him in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They brought him back. His name was like Trigger. Something Trigg.
Yeah. I seen that.
But I mean.
But yeah, exactly.
But Jack the Ripper, you had mentioned earlier that back in February did they find DNA from
so I'm gonna dig into that a little bit. We're gonna, because there's a little bit more that I gotta dig into.
I thought you were done with the story.
Yeah, there's some more. So in truth, the Ripper may have been nobody extraordinary, just a ghost in the human skin. But the letters began right after the murders. Even though he was gone, some letters started arriving. So, Dear Boss letter is probably one of the most famous ones. Red ink, mocking language, signed for the first time, Jack the Ripper. And with that, the legend was born. See, because before that, nobody knew him as Jack the Ripper.
So he named himself Jack the Ripper.
A letter was sent in and it was signed, Jack the Ripper. And that's how his name became. Dog, and in a way, of course, this dude was a bum for what he did. But pretty dope that he named himself like you know what I'm saying?
Who would have thought Jack the Ripper? You know, Jack for one thing.
Because he was ripping them organs out.
Well, I know that. But I mean, was his name Jack? Or did he just say, did it sound good?
Yeah, I know that is weird, right?
John the Ripper?
I don't
John
think
Ritter?
Felix the Ripper don't sound too.
I mean, I don't know the names back in the day.
Bartholomew the Ripper.
Prince Charles the Ripper.
So the Saucy Jack postcard bragged. They got a postcard in. They bragged about the double murder. It matched the handwriting of the first letter, and then came the From Hell letter. It was a small box, a half of a human kidney preserved inside, and a note from hell. To this day, experts debate if it was real, if the kidney once belonged to Catherine Eddowes, if the Ripper genuinely reached out to them from the shadows, or if it was a twisted hoaxer wanting to play a game. So let's kind of dig into a little bit of why he was never caught on. See, the Ripper didn't escape because he was genius.
Right.
He escaped because the world wasn't ready for him.
Right.
The world wasn't ready for something like this to happen, dog, back then. Like we talked about. There's no DNA back then.
Right.
No fingerprint databases. Police departments, they refused to share information between each other.
Of course.
Crowds were destroying crime scenes before investigators arrived because, back then there was no process.
There was not, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, preserve the crime scene.
Don't step there.
Yeah, don't step here. People were probably picking up things and moving them around, so... Yeah. I mean,
even if there was DNA, how many DNA profiles would you find?
Exactly, on who? Y'all have no database to compare it to.
Right.
So, and London, enormous, dark, and a labyrinth swallowed him whole. So, more than 130 years later, the fog has lifted from Whitechapel, but the shadow remains. Not because of who he was, but because of what he represents. A killer who walked among thousands unnoticed, a predator who transformed fear into myth. A phantom whose identity rotted away with time while his legend only grew sharper.
Right.
But through all the theories, through all the suspects and letters and midnight speculation, 5 women remain the heart of the story.
Of course.
Was Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly.
Mary Jane, yeah.
Now, they weren't symbols, they weren't puzzles, they were people, and they deserve more than a city that failed them.
They were females, even though they were
women of the night.
Women of the night,
Yeah. As for Jack the Ripper, he returned to the fog that birthed him. And some nights walking alone, you might feel that same fog brush the back of your neck and wonder, did he ever really leave?
Wow. Did he leave or did he just
continue on somewhere else? Or maybe he just stopped.
He had his feel. When he did what he did to Mary Jane, maybe that was his whole intention is I want to see what
inside an empty stomach looked?
Yeah, everything. Well, not a stomach, but your whole inside of his body because he took everything out.
Right.
Was that his intention? Because he took his time with Mary Jane.
Exactly.
He had plenty of time. He had nobody to
interrupt him.
So did he
complete what he accomplished?
Yeah. Did he
accomplish what he wanted? Yeah.
And says, you know what, I'm done, or did he just gross himself out and said, I can't do this anymore?
Maybe he came to and was like, man, what am I doing?
Yeah,
That's crazy, dog. See, and that's the thing with Jack the Ripper. There's so many things that you can speculate.
People even till now know who he is,
Yeah, to this day.
People,
but that's what I'm saying.
Young folks still might know who he is.
But that's the thing, the speculation is what's crazy. Is because we can go back and forth and say, man, maybe it was this and maybe it's this, but man, we truly will never know what was in the mind of this man.
Yeah, because they didn't even have a profile of who he could have been, Right. He wasn't a doctor, or was he? He wasn't a barber, or was he? Or was he a
school teacher? Yeah. Was he no, I mean, there was no definite answer, and
was he in transit, just walking through Europe,
Maybe
on his way to
wherever he was
wherever.
going, he just decided to commit 5 murders and be on his way. See, and that's the thing. This mystery has it's puzzled people for all these years.
100 plus years, yeah.
Now, what I'm about to tell you is crazy. Of course, we advanced so far with technology, with things like that. And a breaking news update came in 2025.
Okay.
This year, in February. I'm going to read you a little bit of shout out to New York Post. I'm not taking their content. I just want to read a little bit of their story.
Well, of course.
That way you can understand.
Okay.
See, one of history's oldest mysteries, the true identity of a mythologized 19th century serial killer, Jack the Ripper, may have finally been solved nearly 140 years later. English historian and author Russell Edwards said, DNA found on a shawl recovered from the scenes of one of the killer's vicious slayings was tested, revealing the butcher who terrorized Victorian London's East End in the late 1800s was a 23-year-old Polish immigrant, Aaron Kosminski, the barber.
The barber.
The barber. His blood was on the scarf of one of the victims. And see,
hold on.
He died in
Hold on. Okay. So they kept the evidence that they found at these crimes, and it was still available 140 years later.
Yes.
But how do they know it was Kaczynski? Through genealogy?
So check this out, huh? When we matched the DNA from the blood on the shawl with a direct female descendant of one of the victims, it was the singular most amazing moment of my life, Edwards told Today in Australia. It's a man who's been investigating this case his whole life, bro. We tested the semen left on the shawl, which we matched that. I was dumbfounded that we actually had discovered who Jack the Ripper truly was. Jack the Ripper brutally raped and eviscerated 5 women, most of them sex workers, in and around the city's impoverished Whitechapel district. The victims, we kind of went through that. But after learning the shawl had been found at the scene of Edo's gruesome killing, Edwards, the man who's been working the case, purchased the shawl in 2007. He said it was a voyage of discovery with many twists and turns. The adventure was thrilling from beginning to end, and I was lucky to experience it. Relatives of the 5 known victims have pushed Scotland Yard to take a fresh look at the 137-year-old case. We have got the proof now we need to inquest legally name the killer. It would mean a lot to me, to my family, to a lot of people to finally have this crime solved. See, Kosminski moved to England as a child that worked as a barber in Whitechapel.
Right.
He started showing symptoms of mental illness in 1885 and had been committed to a number of insane asylums. Before his death at the age of 53, Kosminski reported having auditory hallucinations. He feared other people, refused to eat, and would also not bathe. So several online skeptics have questioned Edwards' findings, however, pointing to allegations he faked finding the top of a child's skull in 2022, sparking a new police search for the body of Keith Bennett, which was another case, at the time. But, I'm
still baffled, nephew, on how they know it's Kosminski.
Yeah, so they tested the blood of Kosminski's great.
Okay,
they tested his genealogy.
It was genealogy then.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. They tested. It was like a niece.
Okay.
Far down.
Go down
it's a living relative. They tested the blood and it became
from the States or from London.
And it matched.
Okay.
It matched Kosminski's genealogy.
So
that's how they confirmed.
The one that was living at that time was Kosminski there. So.
Exactly, and he was a barber.
Crazy,
and he was a barber.
So he knew how to use knives.
He knew how to use knives, how to precision cut organs out.
That's crazy.
There's skeptics, of course, that don't. They're like,
how
do we know the Shaw steal the Shaw from then? And how do we know?
See, and that's. I'm not questioning the nephew, of course, but they're right. I mean, like I said, these police officers. I mean, now you collect evidence no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we know what DNA does, and we know what touch DNA. We know a lot.
Right.
In the 1880s, did they know hey, let's just keep the panties, let's keep the dress, let's keep the bra, let's keep.
Right.
I don't know if they did that. How is this Shaw still around?
I know, that's what I said too, So apparently he bought it somewhere.
Right.
They claim that it was the Shaw.
See, because there's people like that that be like
that'll be willing to fake something just to get his name out there, right?
Yeah.
See, and I thought that too.
I'm not saying it's fake, but I'm saying there's people like that too who were like, if I can get a hold of that, people that know this girl, hey, I'll take her purse, or I'll take whatever,
right?
And then people just, because there's people nowadays, you don't find it as much where people hand down
like generational items
like like
a ring,
pots
or
and pans or fine china and stuff like that. It went from one family to the daughter, to the daughter's daughter, to the granddaughter, stuff like that. Maybe that's how that went. I don't know.
Maybe.
And then people, because you see it all the time, where when you watch shows for pawn shop.
Oh, like the Pawn Stars.
Yeah, where hey, where'd you get this? Well, my grandma gave it to me.
And his grandma gave her grandma gave it to her.
It's been in the family for 100 generations or 100 years.
And he'd be like, "Why are you selling it?
Why are you selling it?" Well, because I need some money. I'm sure they did too, but they decided to keep it. And
But a lot of that stuff be fake, dog.
Yeah.
You be seeing. I done seen a couple on there where like a couple people on there where they're like, "Yeah, I got a potato chip.
Yeah,
from President Lincoln chewed half of it."
Man, I tell you, dog, I'll see stuff too, man. And
they be like, "Let me call my potato chip guy."
Man. Dude, that's so crazy. There's somebody. They
got somebody
for an expert for everything, dog.
They be like, "Man, I'm not very much an expert in this, but let me call my guy real
what's
quick."
His name? The guy with the long hair. What's his name?
Which one?
Not the bald guy. The bald guy's one of the owners, but
yeah.
I can't think of his name.
Is it the younger one?
Yeah,
Chumlee.
Chumlee, dog.
Yeah, Chumlee.
He's hilarious, thinking he's an expert in a lot of things that he don't know shit.
They be like, "I got this medieval sword."
The sword.
The sword. You seen that? Let me call my medieval sword guy.
Dude, but he did buy some stuff that he made a profit on.
Yeah, I seen that. But dog, I mean, you got to think, bro. That a lot of that just for show, dog.
Of course, dude. I mean, everything is for show, dog. No matter what,
They be like, "I got a napkin." They be like, I got
Elvis Presley's suit,
I got a Elvis Presley's wipey that he used to wipe his butt right when he passed.
Yeah, we didn't have wipers back then.
It's just a wipey in a plastic bag. Well, let me call my fecal my celebrity fecal guy.
I'm gonna run a test real quick. Oh, that was Elvis.
He said that was Elvis, man.
That's crazy, dude.
But yeah, man. I mean, all these years later, it was finally solved according to them.
And that's all good.
Yeah.
Because we can put a face and a name to it.
Right.
To say we've closed it, but who's to say?
Well, who's to say it's for sure?
Yeah.
That's the only thing, man.
And that's with a lot of cold cases, man, especially in the early 1900s and stuff like that, man. That you can't be sure. I mean,
it was just so long ago, dog.
Dude,
but it is an interesting case, man.
Oh, it was a good case, man. And everybody knows about it. Everybody.
Yeah. I don't care
I'm
what nobody says.
They don't even teach that in schools.
Man, I want to say they did teach us in school. What they teach now, they don't teach no more back then. What we taught back then.
Yeah.
They don't teach
now
that
it's
no
about
more.
We got to make sure we get these scores up. So that's what they teach. A certain area. For us, we were taught everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of history that they don't teach.
Talk about,
I feel like there's things they took out of school books and textbooks and stuff like that.
Martin Luther King, Kennedy, the assassination. Nixon.
It's like they don't teach about those kind of things because the conspiracy surrounding those kind of things, man.
Because they let that shit happen, dog. These people have so many conspiracies, and people are like get offended for everything nowadays, dog.
Yeah,
you're talking about President Kennedy and boo 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 boo, and then the next thing you know, everybody's going to trial and court.
Like cancel.
Yeah, don't talk
cancel
about
him.
that shit.
Kennedy. I'll be like, man, shut up.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Man, that's what you need.
Crying and complaining.
Yes.
Get slapped in the mouth. You know, nah.
I'm gonna say I did, but I didn't.
Oh. Just do like our like button and slap you in the mouth. You feel me? But it's crazy though, dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was good though. You're right.
I mean, who's to know? But here's the cool thing though, man. We do have a name. We do have a face.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, hey, I believe it, dog. I low key believe it because, like the dude said, he tested the Shaw's DNA, and not only did he test it for Kaminsky's bloodline, but he also tested it for the woman.
For the woman, so
and
they
both matched.
Shaw, they matched. So
dog, come on. But skeptics don't believe it. But skeptics don't believe nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean,
because that's their job to be skeptical.
I'm skeptical. I'm believing if we can get a $2,000.
Damn, I know. I heard that too.
But I don't know if it's true or not. But
I need it.
Me too.
Yeah, I need it. Give me the 2,000. I seen somebody on Facebook put, I ain't accepting nothing from this Epstein president. Well, send me your 2,000 because I'll take it gladly.
As long as he don't lick it, I'm good.
Yeah, just don't touch my check, but we'll be all right.
It's crazy though. No, that was a good story, nephew, because he is
infamous, bro.
He's infamous, a celebrity, dog. That maybe not celebrity status, but worldwide known.
All right, so before we end today's podcast, I want to do another segment that we love to do on this show.
Come on.
And it's things that piss me off.
Well, I'm a chill guy, so
So check this out. I looked up things that piss people off because I wanted to know what other things piss people off, and I wanted to see if I agree with them.
Okay.
Dog, on Reddit, bro, there's a thread of things. What are things that piss you off for absolutely no reason whatsoever? Bro, look at some of these people. I hate when people walk in front of me in general. I hate looking at someone's back while I walk, and I don't know why.
What the fuck?
It says,
well, walk to the side.
People existing around me without my permission. I can't wait to go live in nature, much less people. Oh, I can't wait to go live in nature, much less people there. When people stand in my kitchen for too long, I live in a family of 4, and it makes me upset when other people hover in there. What are they doing? Get out of there.
That's where everybody meets, dog.
It says, OMG, this is me. Why are you hovering? Get your shit and get out. It says, this is the first one I fully agreed with. Please get the hell out of my kitchen.
Dude, we need to do a segment of to the comments.
Yeah, to the comments. For real, bro. So people who are slowly, you're not going to like this one. People who are slowly loud, like they'll be rummaging through a bag or something for a very long time. For some reason, they're always coughing or clearing their throat the entire time.
That's me,
3 minutes later, they're back at it.
I'll be at work.
Be like, oh my God, would you shut up?
Right.
It says, wet socks piss me off.
Oh man, when it rains and your socks get wet, it's over with.
Somebody drop an ice cube in the kitchen and you step on a puddle.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude!
It's very rare that I have socks on in the house.
Oh yeah, you're a feet guy.
I'm a barefoot guy.
You're a barefoot guy.
Yeah.
What is that show, Barefoot Contessa? Remember her?
Oh yeah,
the chef.
The chef, yeah. She's still pretty good. I still watch every now and then.
The way certain singers sing or pronounce words, especially singing that goes from loud to breath quickly, I want to punch them. It pisses me off when people lie for no reason. I had a customer send a brownie back for tasting like garlic, and it absolutely did not taste like garlic.
How you know? Did you taste it?
It says we made a new one, but maybe the giant plate of garlic sauce sitting on your table is what tastes like garlic.
Oh, that's wrong.
She said, it's not my fault you're using the same spoon for both like a gross person.
That's wrong, dog.
It says, look, repetitive noises like the sound of vibration, people whispering, the beeps that play in the freaking fitness gram pacer test. It says, but the entire test is shit. Alarms, the same person talking in the same tone for too long.
That's one of my pet peeves is the monotone, dog. Same. Bueller.
It says, when fully grown adults use baby words. My sister-in-law's 27 with no kids still uses the word potty with complete seriousness. And I know an adult woman who still calls her mom mommy. And another one I hate is tummy. And though not a baby word, I can't stand supper for some reason.
My tummy hurts.
I got a tummy ache.
Who does that?
See, bro, there's a lot of people that get pissed off for no reason, bro. We'll do one more. Having to walk around slow people taking up a lot of space.
Dude, I can't stand that shit, dog.
So when cars pull in front of me and go slow, having men's and women's section, since I look like a guy, it's weird for me to be in the women's section and I get too self-conscious about it. When an employees at stores ask me if I need anything or how I'm doing, they don't want to hear my actual answer, which is usually that I am bad. Also, it's awkward. I don't do good with small talk. Whenever my sister's boyfriend comes over, he's always in the bathroom right when I'm about to go in.
Oh, man.
Being too depressed to get my meds, and then they expire, so I have to re-ask for my medication.
That's fucked up.
Asking for refills on medications in general pisses me off. People smoking next to doors or anywhere around people, I'm going to shove that cigarette down your throat if you please don't stop.
What was I going to say that pissed me off, dog? I don't know, dog.
You know what pisses me off, dog? When people hit the vape right in front of your face. I like, bro, get that shit out of here, cuz.
Man, it's gotten so norm. It's like the norm to vape, dog, in front of people anywhere.
Yeah, it is, bro.
I'm like,
what are you doing, dog?
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I know I've smoked for many years, you know, I just recently quit, but doesn't mean that it's okay to just...
Bro, because a lot of people don't vape.
Smoke.
Like, because, you know, vapes are supposed to be for you to stop smoking.
Right.
But a lot of people have never smoked in their life,
right. And
but vape.
Man,
like, vape just, a lot. All day, hitting it. Now they're just doing it out of habit.
Yeah, no inhaling or nothing. They're just like...
They're just hitting it.
Yeah,
like,
wasting $40 for nothing.
What are you doing, brother?
Exactly.
But yeah, man, those are a bunch of things that piss people off.
I hate slow people, dog. I do.
What kind of made me offended a little bit is that she said, I hate when people walk in front of me slow and take up a lot of space. Oh, so you just don't like fat people, huh? Because I take up quite a bit of space.
No, what I hate is like, everything all right? I mean, you expect to feel like, yeah, I'm good. No, and then they tell you the life story.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
That's what she said. She was like, she hates when people say, how are you? She's like, I hate when people ask me that question because when I answer, I'm not good. People aren't prepared to answer back to that. Oh,
I'm sorry.
My bad.
I'll be like,
so I'm just doing my job.
I remember somebody told me, I'm not good.
I'm not doing
I hope you get better. Believe me, it's gonna get better.
Be like, how are you? I'm like, man, I'm not doing too good. Man, me neither, dog. We're in the same boat, so.
I don't know if I want to come back tomorrow. You are coming back, right?
Oh, man, dog. I think that's good, man. I think we had a good stopping point.
That's a lot of crazy shit right there, dog. Because you're right, man. People get upset for, you see it all the time.
Yeah, they just get mad for no reason. I do, too. Well, I'm not going to lie.
What pisses me off is crying babies at Walmart or at a grocery store. I'm like, look. Grab a hold of your baby, choke the shit out of him, or take him outside.
Hey, that's pretty rough. Hey, it's hard sometimes, though, dog. Like, man, sometimes my kids.
I had kids too, dog.
Like sometimes
when they got too out of control, let's go outside.
Well, yeah, you can take them outside. Yeah, my wife does that a lot. She'll be like, "I'm gonna go wait in the car." I'm like, all right, man. But just to let them cry,
or at church.
Oh yeah,
they just be crying. I'm like, look.
But can't you see the pastor preaching?
I love Jesus and Jesus loved me, but shit, I still got a little hood in me. And not being a bad person, dog. It's just when I can't,
when you can't focus,
you focus on the preaching, because I seen that one lady say, I'm leaving the church because everybody's talking, everybody's on the cell phone, everybody's doing this, everybody's that. You're doing everything, all that, man, because you're not focusing on the word.
You're not locked in.
Yeah. But I try to lock in, and you got a baby right next to you or a toddler over here, and then you got a 2-year-old just standing up, just looking at you. Dude, that's the worst, ain't it?
When babies just be staring
looking
at you,
man. I'm like,
I be like,
man, can I just flick him one time, dog? Sit down.
Shut your butt down.
Yeah, so I do get upset, man, and stuff like that. But yeah, shit that pisses me off is crying babies, and I understand,
Sometimes you can't do nothing about it, but
I mean,
but you can if you go outside.
Yeah, you take them outside, feed them.
Yeah.
Put a nipple in their mouth, something.
Yeah, something.
Or
a mine. Either one.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he's gonna keep crying, well, just give me the nipple. I'll take it.
I'll take it. If he don't want it, if he don't want it, I'll take it. Hell no, man. We better get out of here now.
Yeah.
But man, other than that, man, you got anything? We're good to close out, man.
Everything's great, man. Like I said, I just shouting out to our businesses here in Plainview. We're fixing to have a Christmas parade coming up. We're hoping to be in it. We're not going to guarantee we're going to be in it, but we want to be in it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, it's going to be cool.
But we got, our businesses here in Plainview, y'all, look into that. 7 Brew, thank you for opening up a different coffee shop. We're not knocking Starbucks.
Yeah, or anybody else, but it's cool to see business coming into our town.
Yeah,
because now we got
a little bit bigger.
A Chick-fil-A, a Whataburger. We got we've been moving up, man. So shout out to all our businesses out there, man. And our hometown of Plainview.
Our folks, I know sometimes we don't shoot. Things have been a little rough for us.
Yeah, we've had a lot going on, guys.
There's things they're happening that's out of our control. And but we love y'all, and we're happy that y'all are still sticking with us.
Exactly, man. Like Unc said, man, there's sometimes behind the camera, behind the laughs and jokes.
Yeah.
Me and Unc have real lives, and we have a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. Like y'all do too. I know everybody does. So we're not, asking for sympathy, but no. We do have real lives going on, and of course this isn't our full-time gig, yet.
Not yet, yeah.
So we have a lot of things going on. So sometimes we may miss a week if we absolutely need to, and like we try to post or try to say, hey, we're not going to post this week, for the most part. We, like he said, we want to thank y'all for sticking with us, man. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
Our numbers are still there when we do post, and we really do appreciate it. And thank y'all for joining us for tonight, man. We hope you enjoyed your time with us tonight.
Right.
And if you did, like I said, we would greatly appreciate if you joined the Late Night family.
Yeah. Give us a like, give us a follow.
Give us a like, a follow. Share us, man. Share us with your family, friends. I promise it's going to be a good time.
A share would be the most grateful thing for us.
Exactly. Just get us out there, man, to your friends and family. I guarantee y'all gonna have a great time when y'all with us.
Especially when they look us up.
They'll be like, damn.
These guys, they funny.
But other than that, Unc, man, it was a good episode, man. I enjoyed tonight, Unc.
Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. But, man, thank y'all for joining us for another exciting episode of Late Night Conversations with Unc and Nephew. And until next week, y'all.
Peace.